Hey guys, welcome to Homework Help for Year 6, Term 1, Week 4. Now on page 5, it says the kettle in water the water in the kettle is 24.7 degrees Celsius. By how much will it have to be increased to reach boiling point? So boiling point means 100 degrees. Okay, so that means 100 degrees Celsius. So by how much more do we need to go from there to there? You do a subtraction. 100.0 take away 24.7. Work it out. What's the difference between that and that? Okay, so difference means that imagine you have a thermometer. It goes from 0. This is, let's say, 8.7. And this down here must be negative 13. So what's the difference? I mean, how much gap is there between them? So you do 8.7 plus 13. You can work it out yourself. Next one, change the following to the units in the brackets. Okay, so if you want to go from grams to kilograms, you divide it by 1,000. From tons to kilograms, you divide it by 1,000. Hold on, no, my bad. From tons to kilograms, you times it by 1,000. From grams to tons, you divide it by a million. From millimeters to centimeters, you divide it by 10. This one, you divide it by 1,000. And this one, you times it by 1,000. Okay, so now this is pretty simple. When you multiply or divide a number by 1,000, all you do is move decimal place. So for example, let's have a look at this number 5. Looks pretty tricky. 580,000 grams. If you want to go to tons, you have to divide it by a million. I'll tell you where these numbers come from in a second. So when you divide by a million has 6 zeros. So here's the decimal place. Decimal place is always at the end of the number. So if it's 580,000, the decimal place must be at the end of that last zero there. So when you divide, decimal place would jump to the left. And how many jumps? Well, there are 6 zeros, so 6 jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the answer is 0.580000. But we don't need to write all of these zeros, so we can just rub it out. That's enough. Okay. So for example, I'll give you the answer for that one, which is 0.58. Now, you might be wondering where are all these numbers coming from, like for example, the 1,000 and times and divide. These come from the conversion rates. So what I mean by that is, for example, if I have 1 kilometer, that's equal to 1,000 meters. This is something you have to remember. Okay, so if you want to go from meters to kilometers, we always divide it by 1,000. Because 1,000 divided by 1,000 will give you 1. If you want to go from kilometers to meters, you times it by 1,000. Because 1 times 1,000 is 1,000. So you go back and forth. Depending on which way you're going, if you're going from meters to kilometers, divide. If you go from kilometers to meters, you times, and so on. So the conversion rates actually tell you how much to divide in times. Now, there's no conversion rate that tells you about grams and tons. So you have to do double conversion here. So one ton is equal to 1,000 kilograms. But each kilogram is equal to 1,000 grams. So 1,000, so to go from ton to kilogram, we times it by 1,000. And to go from kilogram to grams, we times it by 1,000. So that means we times it by another 1,000 here. 1,000 times 1,000 gives you a million. So that's where the million comes from. Okay, I won't go too deep into that, but just understand that these are the numbers. So you can use those numbers I just written down to work out the rest of them. So just move decimal place back and forth and get the answer. Okay, now this one is 4.5. Okay, that can be written as 4.5. And then you times it by 1,000. Times it by 1,000, let's put a couple of zeros here. You move decimal place 3 spaces to the right. 1, 2, 3. So it's right there. So it's 4500.000. But because the rest are zeros, we don't need the dot there. So 4,500. Okay. Next page. Find the perimeter of each figure. Perimeter just means add all the sides up. You can just add, so for this one will be 19 plus 28. This will be 16 plus 13 plus 2. It says that's 2. This is 8, so plus 8. Now you're wondering, what about these part here? How do we find this one? Well, we know that this is 16. Okay, let me just rub this out. Just 1 second. That's 16, which means that if I was to draw a line, whoops. If I was to draw a line from this guy over to here, I know that this is also 16 as well. From here to here, 16, right? Just like it is from here. So 19 take away 16, this must be 3. So this amount must be 3. So this is 3 here. And this is 2, this must also be 2, so that's 2. Okay, so therefore, this amount is 5. 3 plus 2 is 5. Okay, so we now know this is 5. Now, how much is this one? Well, this is 28. This is 8. This is 13. So what's this missing piece? 8 plus 13 is 21. So together, this and this is 21. But we know that if you combine the last one, you get 28 because it's all together, right? So this must be 7. So there we go. We can figure these numbers out. And what did I have missing? I've got a 5, a 7, a 5 and a 7. So I've got a 5 and a 7. So add with a 5, add another 7 and you're done. Work it out. Next one. Let's see. I'll show you a quick way to do this perimeter one. I'm not going to bother doing the long way anymore, even though it makes the most sense. But easier, it's easier because the perimeter is just the sum of all of the sides add up together, right? So, does it matter where we move the sides? No, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to take this side here. I'm going to shift it over to here. Okay, so that's moved. So now that's gone. Let's cross it out. And this side here, I'm going to move it up to here. Okay. So this one is gone. And it's now up here. So now you have that. Just going to fill in the rest. That one. And that one there. Okay. Now let's take this guy and shift him over here. So we're going to move him. He's going to be now here. Alright, so he's done. He's moved over there. Now take the bottom one, move it up here. So basically, I'm just constructing a different shape that's easy to calculate. So this one's up here now. So that's gone. So now you have so if you shift all of these sides around, you can make a different shape, which has the same perimeter. This shape has the same perimeter as the one that we were given, because it's just the length of the sides add together, right? So now we just have to find, okay, what's the total length? This one is 56. Okay, so let me rub it out because it's a bit confusing here. Too much numbers and stuff. So this one is 56. This is 10. And this is 38. 10 plus 38 is 48. So from here to here should be 48. Alright, so you have a rectangle that's 56 by 48. If you find the perimeter of this rectangle, it's the same as finding the perimeter of that shape there. So you have a rectangle which is 48 and 56. So what you do is just take 56 plus 48. This will be 8 plus 6 is 14. This will be 5 plus 5 is 10, so 104. So this is 104, all of this thing here, 104. But the other side is the same, isn't it? The other side is also 104. So therefore, just double it and get 208 centimeters. Done. Next one says a barrel of water has a mass of 1.25 kilograms. If the barrel's mass is 35 grams, what's the mass of the water? If the barrel's mass is 30, that's a very light barrel. Anyway, so water plus barrel, whoops, spelled barrel wrong, equals to 1. Let's just change it to grams, make it easier for ourselves. So to change to gram, you just times it by 1,000. So that'll be 1, 2, 5. Let's move it 1, 2, and 3. So there should be 1, 2, 5, 0. So this will be 1250 grams. Now it says the barrel has a mass of 350, so this is 350 grams. Now it says, what's the mass of the water? So mass of the water. So something plus 350 is that much. Can you work it out? Do a subtraction. 1250, take away 350, work it out how much the water weighs. The next one says a truck has a mass of 4.215 tons and is carrying 30 crates of tomatoes, each weighing 7,500 grams, and 8 crates of potato, each weighing 14.7 kilograms. What's the total mass of the truck and vegetables? Okay, so let's understand that a truck has a mass. What's the total truck of? All right, so the truck. So here's a truck. Okay, a truck. The truck itself is 4.215 tons. Now is carrying 30 crates of tomatoes. So 30 times the tomatoes is this many grams. But let's change it to kilograms, because it's hard to work with grams, and this is tons, and it's all sorts of things all over the place. So let's just change it to kilogram. Just divide by 1,000. 1, 2, 3. 3 jumps to the left. You get 7.5. So it's actually 30 times 7.5 kilograms. Okay. Now this can be rewritten as 30. No, not 30. 3 times 10 times 7.5. This is a trick that I use to calculate things a bit quicker. So you can break the 30 into 3 times 10. And then times 7.5. So now that we've broken it down, we can multiply. Remember, when you multiply things, a bunch of numbers together, you can multiply in any order. So I'm going to do this first. 10 times 7.5 is just 75. Now 75, we times it by 3. And you're going to get 3 times 5 is 15. Carry the 1, 21, 22. So it'll be 225 kilograms. Alright. So we worked it out in a nice, quick way. And now you have 8 crates. It says, and 8 crates of potatoes, each weighing 4. Alright, so 8 crates of potato. Each crate is 14.7. So 8 times 14.7. 8 times 756. 8 times 4 is 32. 32 plus 5. 32 plus 5 is 37. 8 times 1 is 8. Plus 3 is 11. So therefore, it'll be 117.6 kilograms. Okay. Now it says, what's the total mass of everything? So this is the mass of the potatoes. This is the mass of the tomatoes. And the mass of the truck. So we add them all up to find the total mass of everything, right? Let's rub this out. Okay, so let's add this part first. This will be let me get rid of this. Put a 0 here. 6. This will be 7 plus 5 is 12. Carry the 1. This will be 3, 4. This will be 3. So altogether, the vegetables is 342.6 kilograms. And now the mass of the truck, we have to add that in as well. That's 4 something tons. Convert that to kilogram as well, because this is in kilograms. We're going to add it. Now, if you want to convert a kilogram, just times it by 1,000. So 4.215 times 1,000. Move decimal place 3 spaces to the right, 1, 2, 3, which means you have 4,215 kilograms. These are the veggies. This is the truck. So add them up, and you get 6, you get 7, you get 5, 5, 4. So together, you're gonna get. Maybe I shouldn't have worked it out for you. You should have worked it out. All right, together would be 4,557.1 0.6, sorry, not 6 kilograms. And there's your answer. Alright, I'm giving away too many answers. I think I should stop doing that and make you work out yourself. Alright, next one is A man's stride is 80 centimeters. What fraction of a meter is this? Okay, so it says, so what you gotta do is you put 80 centimeters compared to a meter, because you're comparing it. It says, what fraction of a meter is this? All right, so therefore what we do is whoops. Okay. What? All right, so 1 meter. Now we can't do it like this because one's in centimeters, one's in meters. You can't compare stuff like in different units. So we're going to change the meters into centimeters. That'll be easier. So we change this one to centimeters. We know 1 meter is 100 centimeters. What fraction is this? Well, since they're both in centimeters, we can now start comparing. That's 80 over 100, cross out the zeros. That's 8 over 10 divided by 2. That's, is 4 over 5. So 4/5. How many strides must he make to cover a distance of 500 meters? All right, so what we do is we say 500 meters. Oh, by the way, the first answer was 4/5. That's the first part. And now we do the other one, which is 500 meters. And we want to know how many strides. One stride is 80. So how many of these fit into here? How many strides would it take to reach 500 meters? So we do 500 meters divided by 80 centimeters. Now 500 meters, you can't divide centimeters and meters, so you got to divide it. You only go change it, sorry. This one changes centimeters. It would be 500 and plus another 20 centimeters. Now we can divide them. Okay, so you get 5. So that's put into a fraction. That's 50,000 divided by 80, which means I can cross out the zeros. I can divide it by 2. Maybe I can divide by 2, yeah. This will be 2,500, is it? Yes, that's right. And this will be 4. Okay, so you can just divide it now. You don't have to keep going. So just don't need to keep simplifying. Just divide it. So 25 divided by 4 is 6. 6 times 4 is 24. So remainder 1. Subtract. Bring a 0 down. 10 divided by 4 is 2. 2 times 4 is 8. Take away remainder 2. Bring a 0 down. 20 divided by 4 is 5. So the answer is 625 steps. 625 strides. Okay. Next one is to make a large paperclip requires 8 centimeters of steel. How many paper clips can be produced from 7.5 meters of length? So 7.5 meters, 7.5 meters, and it says how many 8 centimeters can fit into 7.5. So you do division. So 7.5 can be 7.5 meters, or we can write that as, let's change the centimeters, right? Because this is in centimeters. So times it by 100 to get centimeters, which is 7 times by 100, so 1, 2. So 750 then. So this is 750 centimeters. So what I'm trying to say is this. This 7.5 meters is the same as 750 centimeters. And this is 8 centimeters. So how many of these 8 centimeters fit into here? We can figure out how many paper clips we can make. So you do 750 divided by 8. You can work it out. Next page. What is the perimeter of an equilateral triangle? Equilateral means that the triangles have all the same length. Right. There. And what is the perimeter of equilateral triangle? If one side is 7 1/4, so then therefore they all have 7 1/4 as their length meters. So what you gonna do? Just work it out. Add them all up, or you could do 3 times 7 1/4. And to do this kind of question, you can do 3 over 1 times it by 7 1/4, but you can't do that. You got to change it into improper fraction. So 3 on 1 times it by 29 over 4. Work it out. Okay. I'm going to go on the next question. A bike wheel has a circumference of, so the circumference means that the so here's a seat wheel. So circumference means distance around the outside of the wheel, or you can think of the perimeter of the wheel. So 175 is the perimeter. If the wheel spins 82 times, how much distance is covered by the bike in the meters? So if 1 spin, if you spin this once, you're gonna get 175 centimeters. And you spun it 82 times, just do 82 times 175. And you can see, by the way, this is in centimeters, right? So multiply, get the answer. The answer will also be in centimeters, but you have to convert it to meters because it says by the bike in meters right there. So you take that amount, whatever you get when you multiply, and divide it by 100 because there are 100 centimeters in a meter, and then you will get the answer. Next one says find the circumference of the following. Okay, so it says 42. So 42. To find the circumference, we must use a formula, which is circumference. So I'll just write the formula over here. Circumference equals to 2 times pi times the radius. Okay, R stands for radius. So here you're given diameter. Now the diameter equals 2 radius, 2 times radius. That's what it is. Okay, diameter is double radius. So what's radius? So radius must be half of this, half of diameter. So that's 21. So radius is 21 times by pi. We can think of that as 22 on 7 times by 2. Now these are all over 1. Which one can we simplify? Simplify this one and this one. This will be 1, this will be 3. So now we got 3 times 2, that's 6. 6 times 22 over 1 times 1 is 1. So you work it out. Let's do 6 times 22 and you get some number over 1, which is just the same number because it's a whole number. If it's over 1, it's a whole number. So work it out. Next one, you got the same question but different number. So now you have circumference equals to 2 times pi times radius. The radius is 7. So 2 times 22 on 7 times the radius, which is 7. Where did I get the number from? Over here. Pi is 22 on 7, roughly. Okay, so this will be over 1, this over 1. You can do simplification. 7 and 7 turns into 1 and 1. And now you have 2 times 22. That's 44 times it by... Oh, actually, that's it, 44. The 7 is already gone. 44 over 1. So the answer is just 44. Okay, done. The distance between two cities is measured as 8.1 centimeters on a map and drawn to a scale of 1 over 5 million. What is the actual distance between two cities? So what it's saying is this. So you have a map distance and you have the actual distance. The map distance actually has a ratio of 1 to 5 million. I think it's 5 million. Yeah, it is. Okay, now it says the map distance is 8.1 centimeters. 8.1. So what's the actual distance? Whoops. Well, from 1 to 8.1 is you times it by 8.1. And you times this one by 8.1. Okay. So let's multiply it. So 5 million times it by 8.1. Let's break this down a little bit and say this is 500,000 times 10 times 8.1, isn't it? Right? Because if you multiply these, you will get 5 million, isn't it? So I just broke it down, and now we can multiply this in the different order. I'll multiply these first. Okay, 81 times it by 500,000. Okay, let's do 500. Oh, actually, now we can break it down even further. Watch this. I'm gonna break it down to 100,000 times 5 times 81, isn't it? I'll do this first now. So let's work it out. 5, this will be 40. So this will turn into 405. And now you times it by 100,000. So that'll be 405 with 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 40 million and something. Now this will be in centimeters. The reason is because this was in centimeters to begin with. So you multiply it, the actual distance, because this is 1 to 5 million, which means that this amount is 5 million times larger than that amount. Okay, so here again, so this will be, so I'll just put this number here, 40,500,000 centimeters. But we shouldn't leave it like this. Because when you talk about the actual distance between the distance between two cities should be in kilometers. So let's take this one and divide it by. Let's turn it to meters first. Okay, so let's bring it over here. And now we're going to turn to meters. So if you want to turn to meters, you divide it by 100. So you divide it by 100. You divide by 100, you cross out two zeros. Okay, so now you have 405,000. Now I want to turn to kilometers. You want to turn to kilometers, divide it by 1,000. Now cross out three zeros. 1, 2, 3. So the answer is 405 kilometers. Whew, that was a long one. It's not even the last page yet. Okay, last page. Wait, didn't I do this already? Oh no, I have. A wire grid is shown in the diagram. A raindrop starts at A and runs down the wire in the grid to the ground. How many different paths can it take? It can do 1, 2, 3, 4. So the answer is 4. If two apples weigh the same as an orange, so two apples, so let's just draw that. Say the same as an orange. So let me just do an orange. And 3 oranges weigh the same as 4 lemons. So 3 oranges is equal to 1 lemon. Then how many apples will weigh the same as 24 lemons? Okay, so let's see. If you have 24 lemons, let's see what that is. If you times this by 24, you're going to times this by 24, right? Yeah, because you got 24 lemons. So if you have 24 lemons, that means 24 times 3 oranges. 24 times 3 will give you what? I think 72. Yes, 72. So that means that 24 lemons equal to 72 oranges. Okay. Now each orange, so that means you have 72 oranges here. If that's times, that means this must be times 72 as well. So therefore, 72 times 2 apples. So 72 times 2, that gives you 144. 144 apples. What does that mean? It says how many, and then how many apples will weigh the same as 24 lemons? Oh, none of them. None of these, because the answer is 144 apples. Okay. Next one. How many squares of any size are there in the diagram? Any size. Okay, so let's look at how many squares there are. Oh, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6. So when we look at, whoops. Why does it keep doing that? All right. There are 6 individual squares. There's another one, 1, 2, plus another 2, and there's 8. Obviously, there's no other. So that's there. Because this can be considered as a square, this one here. There's a 1 there, right? And another 1 there. All right. So together is 8. If the area of a figure is that much, then the perimeter of a figure in centimeters will be what? Oh, okay. It says if the perimeter of this figure is 294. Okay, so then the perimeter is what? Now we know that this figure is made up of 6 squares. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 294, we divide it by 6. 29 divided by 6 will be 4. 24, subtract, you get 5. And then 54 divided by 6, you get 9. So each one of these squares has an area of 49. Okay, 49. Because together they'll have a total area of 294. That's what it says right there. But we divide by 6 to see how much the area of each square. Now let's think about this for a second. If you have a square, very horrible looking square. Let's try to fix that a little bit. Looks a bit better. All right. So imagine you have a square. Now, if the square has an area of 49, was it centimeters? Yes, centimeters square. What is the length of each side? Well, what times what gives me 49? It has to be 7 times 7. So that means the length of each side is 7. Does that make sense? 7, 7, 7. So now it says, what's the perimeter of this square? What's the perimeter of, it says, then the perimeter of the figure, what's the perimeter of this figure? Well, let's see. Oops. The figure has how many square sides? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 lots of 7, and you get the answer there, 70. The digits of the number are multiplied together. Which of the following statement is true? The digits, okay. So let's see which one is true. The digits of the number 379 are multiplied together. So if you get 3 times 7 times 9 times 2, let's have a look. 7 times 9. Actually, let's do 21 times about 18. So 18 times 21. Let's see. 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 0, 21. This will be 8, 7, 3. So you're going to get 378 when you multiply the digits of that number together. So now let's have a look at what it says here. Their product is a prime number. No way is a prime number. If they have a prime number can only be divided by itself in 1. But this number can be divided by 3, can be divided by 7, can be divided by 9, can be divided by 2. So there's no way it's a prime number. So the first one is incorrect. Now next one says when the product is divided by 4, the remainder will be 1. So why don't you just try it? Divide by 4. 37 divided by 4 will be 9. That's 36. 9 times 4 is 36. Take away, remainder is 1, 18. And 18 divided by 4 is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. Has a remainder 2. So remainder 2, not 1. So that's incorrect as well. Next one says the product. Whoops, did I just drop out the answer? Okay. Let me just get rid of this. The product will be a multiple of 14. Okay, so this one's a multiple of 14. So let's divide it by 14, see if it works. 37 divided by 14 is 2. 2 times 14 is 28. That will be 2 plus 7 is 9. 98 divided by 14. 98 divided by 14. How many 14 is going to 98? Would it be 7? Let's try 7. 7 times 28. Yep, 98. So therefore, yeah, it is a multiple of 14. Because it can be divided by 14. So yes, that's true. The product is exactly divided by 24. Oh, whoops. Okay, let's see if it's divisible by 24. So 3, 7, 8. It's saying that this will be divisible by 24. Let's see if it's correct. So the first one is 1, 24. This will be 6 plus 7. 6 plus 7 is 13. 8, is this divided by 24? Let me see, 240. No, it's not. So that's incorrect. So the only one that's true is C. And that's done. Okay, hope that helps.